Hooliganism is increasingly becoming alarming in our second cycle institution, which hitherto did not used to be the case. Currently, we see videos circulating of students attacking each other or engaging in inappropriate acts, which begs the question, what is the essence, what is the cause of these issues in our second cycle institution? Today, I am at Presbyterian Senior High School to find out from the students what their perspectives are on indiscipline on our campuses and what can be done to mitigate this challenge. I am Nana Bunny and welcome to Campus Vibe. Come with me. Hello, I want to understand why is indiscipline prevalent on our campuses today?
Okay, so I think it's from peer pressure and then also broken homes, of course.
Peer pressure. How does peer pressure influence the student to engage in student violence?
So negative peer influence, of course, can influence students to engage into violence and other indisciplined acts in the school.
You believe peer pressure is one of the reasons. Well, that is his perspective on it. Let me quickly move to Spendy Love. What do you think is a cause for student violence?
Okay, so I think that a cause is the broken homes of most of the students on campus. And this is because in various homes, because their parents are not there to instruct the students or instruct their wards, they go wayward, they tend to follow other bad people in the society. Therefore, they get, yeah.
Well, that's what she believes. Do anybody feel this is just not right? This is not the real representation of the cause of student violence on campuses? Okay, great. Let me quickly move to Samira. Samira, what do you think?
So the fact of the truth is, I think it's because of our current system of ruling our education systems. Let's say back then the days, they used to punish students when they do wrong things. Let's say corporal punishment, they are caned, they are bullied. Let's say bullied by some seniors. So not as in just inflicting, like making them go through pain, but trying to take them to the straight path. As in, let's say a student go to town, then he comes to the dormitory, then the seniors get hold of that student. Then they deal with the student before the teachers or the authorities get to know that the student have done anything like that. With that,
You mentioned the fact that some seniors could bully the students.
Yes.
So it means that you actually support seniors bullying.
No.
Should that be the case?
no, not really bullying to that extreme. There are some bulliers and they'll make you kneel down till they break because you went to town. With that, it's normal.
But bullying is bullying. Do you agree with me? Bullying is bullying. How do we measure the fact that a student is being bullied or a student is not bullying a fellow student? How do we measure that? Do we have any way to find out? Anybody? How do you measure a student bullying another or a fellow student?
Okay.
Great.
To me, I think it shouldn't be measured. Bullying is bullying. So we should just stop bullying our fellow students. And we are all humans. And then if you try to treat the other person the way around, you feel like that person, you are infringing on that person's rights. So for everybody to be on a safer side, we shouldn't bully. We should always leave it to the authorities to do such a thing.
All right, so she is actually instituting or suggesting that we leave punishment to the authorities. Do we think so? Whilst we have seniors on campus to actually ensure the students are disciplined, do you think seniors should actually play a role, or you think it should be left to the authorities alone? Okay, great. Let me quickly move to her.
Okay, so students can actually also play a role in that, but sometimes the students take advantage of that to bully them or to inflict too much pain on other students. So I don't think students or seniors should be given all the rights. The authorities should take power rather than the students.
Okay. So for you actually feel it should be left to the authorities. However, the seniors could play a vital role, but not entirely. Who thinks the students should actually play a very crucial role? In fact, 90% of the role should be on the senior body. Who thinks so? Okay.
I think the seniors should be given the opportunity to punish students when they go wrong, because the students or the seniors or the prefects that we have, they are the immediate, those in authority before teachers. They are the immediate people that they can prompt students when they go wrong. So after their punishment, then teachers can also intervene. That's what
Well, this is a very crucial this is a very crucial question for me because recently there was a video circulating of of a senior using a cutlass to beat a fellow student. It could be one of the juniors, which actually caused a stir. So I want to better appreciate what your takes are on students lashing or students meting out punishment to these students.
So please, I don't think students need to punish or inflict pain on their fellow students. Seniors don't need to be beating their juniors for going wrong, but they can punish them in the way. And sometimes the punishments even help improve the school in a way. Making the junior read or ask the person to pick, it will rather help the school. Picking, it will help clean, it will help keep a compound clean. But caning the person, what if you cane the person and the person is not feeling well and the person falls and dies? What are you going to say? But maybe punishing the person, punishment doesn't kill. Maybe making the person pick or read or sweep will better help than lashing the person.
Well, that is quite insightful. All right.
Yeah, I would also want to buttress a point with the picking, the issue of picking. So they could even punish the person to pick specific trash. It could be pure tarabes, and even the school could sell it at a point in time so that they also get some money. So I think that what she's saying is quite good.
All right, great. I want to know, currently, do you think our authorities are doing enough to ensure that there is no student violence or indiscipline is not an issue on our campuses? Do you think they are doing enough? All right.
Well, they are not really doing enough because back then in the days they used to cane students when they do anything like contrary to the rules of the school. But now they just leave the students alone. Let's say, for example, people fight, you just call them to the counseling office, then they counsel them. They do it again because others don't see the punishment they went through, or they certain as, let's say, scapegoats for others because they were just called and they were counseled and now, yeah, okay, they think they won't do it again. But others will do it again because they saw people doing it and nothing was done to them. So that's why I think,
So you feel it's not enough?
yes, it's not enough.
Okay. Before I even come to you, I want to know, what do you think the teacher should do?
Well, what they can do is, let's say, people fight. For me, okay, let me take myself as an example. Some time ago, where, let's say, our counseling team, we are a team. Let's say a team of 12 people. Then one of my members fought with a classmate, him being a counselor, fought with a class. I made him counsel on tolerance during our counseling section because you're a counselor. You should be telling people that, oh, don't fight, you tolerate each other, but you are fighting. So teachers should try to, let me say, indirectly disgrace them in public so that they won't stop doing those stuffs.
But don't you think it would affect the mental health
No.
of the student? Imagine being publicly humiliated. Won't it affect the mental health of the student?
No, it won't.
Okay.
Sometimes it will, because you wouldn't know the thought of that student at that instant moment. So to me, let's go back to J.J. Rowling's era. I really love that man a lot. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Wow. You want a military rule in our senior cycle institution. Interesting. That is very, very interesting. Who are the... Okay.
I say to be in my school, Aburi sector, the authorities are doing very great. But then the seniors see to be a generational thing to bully a junior because they were bullied by their predecessors, right? So we the juniors, they bully us so that when the juniors also come, we bully them. But in my school, they are taking a very effective measure to make sure that the students comport themselves. Yes.
Wow. So it's actually a culture thing. Who agrees with that? Who are the... Okay.
Okay.
It's more or less like a culture, right?
And then I wouldn't prefer such a thing because I don't think that you treating me like how you were being treated should be on the same pace as you were. But to me, I think they should stop that so that we can all live on the safer side.
But do you think it can be stopped? Because this has become a norm. I have been bullied, so I'm expecting to bully a junior. Do you think it can be stopped? Great.
All right. I don't think it can be stopped because it's something that happens continuously. For example, when we get to the dump site, what happens in the dump site is different from when we come to campus. Right? So when we get to the dump site, the seniors, they behave strict and they use pallets and other stuff to hit the juniors. And then when the juniors also become seniors, they do same to the other juniors. Yes, which is not a good thing to do. Yeah.
So he believes that it can't be stopped. I see another hand here.
Thank you. So I think it can be stopped, but just that students are not playing their roles. The seniors sometimes bully their juniors because their juniors disobey them. But I think if the juniors also play their role as they need to do, waking up, doing your duty, I don't think you have any issue with a senior to bully you. So I think students need to play their role. If they play their role very well, there will be no bullying and there will be no disrespectfulness among us. And I think we'll be free living harmoniously together.
Well, she actually thinks it has to do with students playing their role. If you don't play your role, I would end up punishing you, and it goes vice versa. Well, there is this particular argument out there that most students, especially seniors, employ the use of force, employ the use of fear to ensure that other students respect them. Is that a norm? Is that true? Or is actually just a speculation? Who be okay?
That's true. It's very true. Because at times when they come to the dumb side, as my brother was saying, then they ask you to do something and you don't do it. They now inflict fear. They now begin to say things that will make you panic. So because of that fear, you end up doing whatever they want you to do. Hence, respecting them. So it's very true.
But do you think it's necessary to use fear to ensure you dominate or you ensure that the other fellow respects you? Do you think it should be something we should employ? Let me quickly move to her. Okay, great. She hasn't spoken.
No, I don't think it's necessary because I see it to be as respect is reciprocal. So you need to respect yourself. You don't need to put fear into somebody for the person to respect you. So I don't think it's necessary to put fear in someone for the person to respect you.
All right. So, do we think that indiscipline is a wider representation of our society, that is social media, our homes, or you actually think that it has to do with the individual? Let's find out. Okay, great.
Okay, it's from how you are determined. So if you think indiscipline is for the social media, I can say no because it is your mental effort. So it's what you bring out, and then what you say is what people judge, saying that you are an indisciplined person. So it means that this means that if you go by your own way and then you do the right thing, people wouldn't think that you are indisciplined. So it comes from us, not from anybody.
Well, she believes that the influence is you and not social media and not the house you come from. Is it true? Who thinks it's social media? Who thinks it's the home? Who thinks that? Okay, let me hear it.
Okay, so what about a person who is naive, a person who stays in their house without going out? The person won't know that this thing is wrong for me to do, and the person will watch it on social media, and sometimes it's really the negative ones are really attractive than the positive one. The person will see it and will be like, "Wow, so this is going on." So the person will try to pick that indisciplined behavior. The person is naive about it, but since he or she saw it very attractive, the person will start practicing it and it's
Okay, so you think it's social media? You think it's social media? Okay.
I also think it's lack of parental care or parental control. Our parents are too busy for us, and I see that when they go out and they leave us alone, we do things on our own without their consent. So we learn. I think it's from lack of parental control and lack of parental.
So she thinks it's from the home and not from social media or the individual's attitude. Anybody with a different perspective?
Yes, I want to add up to what I said. Okay, to me, it's a choice. You can decide to go on the bad way or to go on the good way. So it is you, the individual. You can still do whatever you want to do on the social media and then be free with, but the choice is in your hands. You are the one supposed to take the role at that moment. You can't tell me that social media is the one influencing you, still influencing you, because if you don't go back to watch those things and then you don't have any choice of yours, and if you are not determined, how can you do such a thing? So your determination counts.
Wow, that's quite intriguing. Let me have the last room. Okay, sure.
And I still think it's social media because, for example, you are having someone who you think the person is a role model, and maybe the person is misbehaving. We have a lot of rumors. Some people, they are stars, and that alone makes them a role model. So you see that person on social media misbehaving. That person too is an adult. So an adult, they said we should learn from our adults. And I've seen a person, I think it's my mentor, on social media misbehaving. I'll try to copy that behavior, yes. And I still think it's social media. Those we watch on social media, who we take as our mentors.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting takes there. Finally, I want to find out what can we do to mitigate this menace? Because it's becoming alarming. We are seeing students pulling knives to stab a fellow student. We are seeing students using cutlass to whip a fellow student. What can be done to ensure that this menace is brought to a stop?
To me, I think strong moral upbringing will curb this indiscipline activity. Because even the Bible says that we should train up a child the way he or she should grow. And I think if you train the child morally, you give the child a strong moral upbringing, he or she, when he grows, even when he or she gets into the second cycle education institute, any of the institute, and he or she sees this evil practice or immoralities, because of the strong moral upbringing, the fear of the Lord in he or she can just go away from it. He won't learn or he won't practice it.
Well, that's her take on that. Anyone? All right, I see a hand. Okay, she hasn't spoken.
Okay, I think counseling will also help because some of we the students we don't think only harsh or like insulting us or beating us will help mitigate those actions, but maybe talking to us in a nice way or constantly talking to us, telling us the effects of our actions and other things will also help reduce that our actions towards others or actions that hates others. That's what I think.
But are we not doing that? Are we not canceling?
We are.
Are we not canceling? Is it working?
Somehow.
Are we not canceling?
We are.
Is it working?
Not really.
Okay, I see a hand at the back.
Okay, so banning of the social media. As Rhoda said, most at times we students, we go to the media to check, oh, for instance, Shatta is my mentor and he's misbehaving. So I would like to see what he's doing. For instance, Shatta and then Stoneboy, they are insulting themselves. So I'll try to pick something from Shatta and then me and my friend, oh, then I'll quite remember Shatta does this. So I'll try to put that on my friend. So the ministries to media should sit and ban social media from children who are below 18 years. And then from those 20 and above should use the media. It will help.
That's quite an interesting take. Well, some of the students believe that the causes of indiscipline and student violence in our second cycle institution is because of social media. Social media is influencing the students to take up attitude they shouldn't even take up in the first place. Some also believe it's parental control. Others believe it is high time our authorities, the teachers, go back to corporal punishment. Well, this has been Campus Vibe, and I have been interacting with Presbyterian Sectech senior high students. I am Nanaja Bunny, and this has been Campus Vibe. Campus Vibe.
Let's learn and vibe.
Campus Vibe.
Let's learn and vibe.
Here are some tips on how to avoid breaking rules and maintain discipline. 1. Understand school rules. Familiarize yourself with school code of conduct. Ask teachers and prefects for clarification if any rules seem unclear. 2. Choose the right friends. Surround yourself with disciplined and responsible peers. Avoid peer pressure that encourage negative behavior. 3. Manage time wisely. Follow a steady schedule to stay focused on academics and engage in extracurricular activities to avoid idleness, which can lead you to trouble. 4. Respect authorities. Follow instructions from teachers, prefects, and school staffs. Address teachers and elders respectfully. 5. Be mindful of your action. Think before you act. Consider the consequences of your choices. Also, stay away from fights, bullying, and disrespectful behavior. This is all for the tidbit session.